A new Ruben Amorim army is about to be born as the new Manchester United boss is set to let go of certain dead wood from the club, according to inside sources. And it is indeed looking like Man United is seriously getting down to business. My name is Webb. Welcome to the United Hotsport. Like, share, and subscribe. And here I am to talk about what exactly is bound to happen after Ruben Amorim reporting and meeting some of Manchester United's players. First of all, yeah, it was quite a nice moment seeing some of the youngsters that we've always wished to be fit by the time the new boss comes in there, and among the first to meet him and speak with him. And of course, he interacted with them at Carrington. Now, what we get, and this has been confirmed by Fabrizio Romano, is that Ruben Amorim is and his team highly rate Lenny Yoro, the youngster Lenny Yoro, and they, just as the club, look at him as a kid for the future. They look at him as a very important player for the whole project they're trying to build, and whatever they're trying to do, they intend to build that on him. And now, of course, he can't be alone. Certainly, there are, of course, players that Amorim has got to include around a player like Lenny Yoro is if he's going to, get him to perform the way he wants to. Now, according to what we pick, Ruben Amorim is set, and clearly Ineos brought him in for this reason, like I've been emphasizing here for quite some time, that they intend to focus on giving the youngsters a chance to see how they can fit into the team and to ensure that they grow into the Manchester United squad that is for the future. They grow into the team that will continuously be competing for major titles, be up there, and they hope that this can be done in the shortest possible time, because at least the clarity is football today, I think, is not as it was back then, where there were so many big experienced players with a lot of talent. Today, if you put your structures right, even the youngins can bring you the results you want. So that's exactly what Ineos are trying to do, and Ruben Amorim is indeed I think they conquer with each other. He conquers with them, so they are intending to do just that. So beautiful stuff there. So what that would mean is that kids like, of course, Kobe, who met him as well, are going to be perhaps having the ball in their court. It's up to you as a kid to have the right attitude, because most of the times the things that fail young people to play football, it's never about their talent, because the talent is always there. It's always about the attitude. So if your attitude is not right, then you can fail yourself. But if most of these kids come in there with the right mentality and attitude, because what at times also affects the attitude of players is them not understanding the system that they are playing. So if you don't get a system, you want to frustrate the manager so that they are pushed out in the hope that they will bring in a manager who will play a system that suits you, instead of you adjusting to adapt to their system. So that's one of the other issues usually in football that players have with managers, and of course, new ways of doing things. So the thing is, Ruben Amorim will hope that the youngsters will certainly be able to quickly adopt, because all these are trainable. And if you look at this Manchester United squad, the greater whole squad, the bigger part of the squad, the youngsters, these are trainable. The good thing about young people is that they are always trainable. They are not like the old Casemiros, who perhaps will find it difficult to be taught anything new by Amorim if they have won multiple Champions League titles. So these are some of the players that I believe to be, I think, in their final days of the club. Marcus Rashford's name also is coming up. He's beginning to come up in conversations, because he's not seen as a player who might exactly fit into how Ruben Amorim loves to play football. He has learned to play football a certain way over the years. He has been at Manchester United. So it's indeed going to be a whole new dawn for Manchester United in the literal sense of the word. And indeed, we're only hoping that it is exciting. And trust me, it can only be exciting if the youngsters are given the opportunity, and we see what they can do. Of course, with the youngsters, the expectation has got to be small, because they will make mistakes. You don't expect them to come in instantly and dive into competitive battles for titles. That wouldn't be, I think, logical. But at least what they would do is give you that excitement, that first excitement, play good football, show the heart, compete and fight. They will be naive, obviously, at some point, but over time they will learn and come of age, and the team will get there. So I think the obvious thing now for us to do as fans of Man United is to believe in first of all in Ineos and what they're trying to do, to believe in the new boss, the head coach Ruben Amorim, to believe in whichever players he will deem fit to fit into what he wants to play, and we believe that the future is going to be bright. Now, if that is done, trust you me, the short-term performances will then not deviate us off what we are trying to build. Again, I keep insisting, the thing about and the biggest issue that Ruben Amorim is going to deal with is balancing rebuilding this squad to staying competitive and being in title conversations. Because already I know people, I've seen people in comments here who are talking about Man United can compete for this title and the other title. And I'm thinking, yes, I know they can, but that shouldn't be the 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 bare minimum, or that shouldn't be the target. That shouldn't be what we base on to judge success for Ruben Amorim, a title. For me, that would be the wrong approach to take, because if that happens, then he will be sacked if certain games don't come his way. I think the objective for us, for the team, and for everyone, which we should all understand and back, is that we are trying to rebuild this team to a point where it can be competitive in titles consistently. That does not mean that the immediate games we give up, that does not mean that we don't try to win games and try to win even titles in the immediate, because it can happen. But if we understand that we are going to play a completely new way with probably completely new and young players, or most of them at least, then we cannot put the pressure of winning titles on the manager, let alone his team. We can only be patient and have the excesses of titles and trophies come in as supplements to what we are building. Other than that, people will start then judging Amorim on whether he has won an FA Cup or a Carabao Cup the way Eric Ten Hag did. Ten Hag won in both his seasons, he was winning titles. I don't think we are at that point where we need to judge our manager based on which titles they have won or not. I think that would be the completely wrong approach. If we do that, trust you me, we are going to fail before we start what is supposed to be an exciting new era for Manchester United. So that's pretty much like it. I was telling people that in my view, guys, even if I wasn't there, I was a baby in 1992. But I feel like seeing the images of Ruben Amorim that I showed you in our pictorial video last night, him and the kids, and embracing Lenny YORO and Kobe Maino and Mason Mount and the likes, it felt like the class of 92 rebirthed. That's how it felt, like the Sir Alex Ferguson and the class of 92, the David Beckhams, the Paul Scholes, the Giggses of this world and the likes. That's how it felt for a moment. So again, like I said, I wasn't there, but I felt like I was there. I was living in the time, seeing that. I just imagined and pictured it in my head. And I'm thinking, this could be a good sign for where we're headed, just if and only if we can trust, be patient, and back the system and the process. My name is Webb. Like, share, and subscribe, and let me catch you later, fam.